dear students, myself Gangadhar Solanke, and I welcome you all to the MCGM's virtual classroom. My dear students, today we are starting with the subject Environmental Science Part 2, and in that today we'll be learning the topic evolution of mankind. In the part 2 of environmental science, we have studied the topics what is history and the concept of time, life on earth, evolution, and now the 5th chapter, evolution of mankind. Now this one is the image which is also given in our textbook, or we can say that this image is on the front cover of the textbook, which is little bit different from this, but the same image is there, and by this image we can understand how mankind evolved from this to this. So in this topic we are going to talk about the journey of mankind from this one to, अगर ये steps अगर हम कहेंगे 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, और अगर हम थोड़ी हेडिंग की बात करेंगे हमारे इस टेक्स्ट बुक के, तो इट इज हाउ वी केम टू बी, एंड दिस इज द आंसर दैट इन दिस वे और दिस इज हाउ वी केम टू बी, इस तरह से हम बने. इन द लास्ट चैप्टर दैट इज एवोल्यूशन, one sentence was there that the apes are somewhat like humans in appearance. So this one is the first, and then we people evolved from the apes like this. So about this we are going to talk in this topic, and the subtopics which we are going to cover are Homo habilis to Homo sapiens sapiens, and Homo sapiens sapiens and civilization. So the first point of the topic is from Homo habilis to Homo sapiens, and in this the first one is about the skilled man. Now it is in the heading only, skilled man. We are going to talk about the man, but the man who was skilled in something, and that is what we'll see. The species of humans who could use their hands skillfully is known as the skilled human. Now today we are using our hands for different works or for different reasons, but if we talk about the man in the history, then it was not that much easy task for the mankind to use hands skillfully. So here the skilled human first time started using hands skillfully. So the species of humans who could use their hands skillfully is known as the skilled human. And this man, the first evidence of this species was found in the border region between Tanzania and Kenya in the continent of Africa, and there the scientist Louis Leakey, who discovered this species, named it Homo habilis. Homo habilis because beside their fossilized remains he found some tools made by them, and by that tools साइंटिस्ट ने अंदाज़ा लगाया कि उनके फॉसिल रिमेन्स जो है, फॉसिलाइज्ड रिमेन्स, उनके बाजू में जो कुछ टूल्स मिले, उससे साइंटिस्ट लोगों ने ये अंदाज़ा लगाया कि ये टूल्स इसी पर्टिकुलर मैनकाइंड ने बनाए हैं, तो ये लोग अपने हैंड्स को स्किलफुली यूज कर सकते थे. Homo habilis, average height 4 feet 3 inch and disproportionately long arms. But here one thing which is very important to keep in mind is that this, particularly if we talk about the scale man, the first evidence of the species was found in the border region between Tanzania and Kenya. So here one thing again, in Latin, homo means man. The meaning of the word homo is man, and the habilis, which means the one who uses his hands skillfully, and that is why the name is given Homo habilis, which means the skilled human. Here now, as you can see in the image, Homo habilis, which means handyman or the skilled human, appearance in Africa about 2.4 million years ago. Used early stone tools for chopping and scraping. Brain was about half the size of modern humans. Today we are having the size of brain, इससे इनका size half था. Then more things about the Homo habilis. Could stand on 2 feet and walk. Could stand on 2 feet and walk. Spine, this one, spine was slightly bent and not quite erect. जैसे आज हम straight खड़े रहते हैं because of our spine, उतना straight उनका नहीं था, erect नहीं था. So spine was slightly bent and not quite erect. His brain was bigger than that of the apes. Now the skilled man or the skilled human is the next stage of apes. So the apes से brain थोड़ा ज़्यादा big था size में. Brain was bigger than that of the apes, although his face and limbs were somewhat similar to theirs. इसे अगर हम देखेंगे फेस को तो ये थोड़ा बहुत एप्स की तरह ही लगता है, उसमें ज़्यादा चेंजेस नहीं हुए थे. The stone tools made by Homo habilis were not useful. Not useful for what? For hunting big animals. But here one thing, stone tools उन्होंने बनाए थे. The stone tools were made by Homo habilis, but were not useful for hunting big animals. लेकिन उन्होंने टूल्स बनाना स्टार्ट किया था जिसके अलग अलग यूज वो कर पाते थे. They had limited uses such as scrapping. If we talk about the hunting के लिए यूज किए जाने वाले जो टूल्स थे उनका उतना यूज नहीं था, लेकिन लिमिटेड यूज लाइक स्क्रैपिंग मीट फ्रॉम द skin of dead animals or breaking bones to get the marrow. Now Homo habilis were the second hominid on earth and they evolved from Australopithecus afarensis known as the tool makers, and this period of time was called the Stone Age because Homo habilis made tools out of stone. They made stone tools for chopping, scraping and cutting, not for hunting big animals. इतने बड़े बड़े नहीं बना पाए वो stone tools. They were able to hunt for food using sharpened rocks and sticks. Homo habilis could use fire but were unable to make and control it. This is what is very important today. We could use like Homo habilis, फायर हम उसका यूज़ कर सकते हैं, हम फायर मेक कर सकते हैं, उसे कंट्रोल भी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन होमो हैबिलिस को ये पता नहीं था कि फायर को कंट्रोल कैसे करना है और उसे बनाना कैसा है. दे मोस्टली मेड शेल्टर्स आउट ऑफ ट्री ब्रांचेस एंड यूज्ड स्टोन्स एज टूल्स. दीज होमिनिड्स used knife edge, a side scraper, hammer and a scraper as tools to survive or to protect themselves. We can infer from this that Homo habilis was a forage, which means in searches widely for food or provisions. He ate the leftovers of animals that had been hunted by other animals, and it is possible that he hunted small animals and gathered eggs, wild fruits and roots to eat. It is possible उन्होंने स्मॉल एनिमल्स और उनके जो एग्स थे उनको गैदर करके रखा हुआ होगा, वाइल्ड फ्रूट्स जो है, रूट्स, इन सारी चीज़ों को इकट्ठा करके रखा हो सकता है बाद में खाने के लिए. Here now, limited uses of the tools such as scraping meat from the skin of dead animals or breaking bones to get marrow. These are the tools you can see. And was a forage, which is type of hunter. He ate the leftovers. बाकी animals ने शिकार करके जो छोड़ा हुआ है उसको खाते थे ये. He ate the leftovers of animals that had been hunted by other animals, and it is possible that they hunted small animals and gathered eggs, wild fruits and roots to eat. So this one was the first step in the evolution of mankind, and that is why it is important also. The Homo habilis were the first tool makers of human history, and so they were also named handyman. They started stone age by their tool making skills. The early men didn't have strong abilities to fight off saber-toothed tigers, cave lions and many other dangerous animals. They had to get smart to survive in the harsh environment. The Homo habilis used tools mostly for scavenging rather than hunting and defense, but still they started basic hunting with their stone tools. Now the tools made to defend themselves, in this you can see, used rocks as hammers, used sharp flakes to cut up meat, and this is called old bone culture. Now in this, the next one, Homo erectus, very important stage in human evolution. Here now the meaning, like in Homo habilis, Homo which means man, and habilis the one who uses his hands skillfully. So here again the Homo which means man, and the erectus the one who stands erect, एकदम straight खड़ा रह सकता था, the one who stands erect, and hence the name Homo erectus. Compared to Homo habilis, he had a more developed brain. Humans of the Homo erectus species lived in groups. Like today we are living in societies. अलग अलग society में हम रहते हैं, साथ में रहते हैं. And today man is a social animal. हम society के बिना नहीं रह सकते. So it was started with the Homo erectus. Now here you can see Homo erectus skull side view, Homo erectus skull front view. Homo habilis 2.5 million years ago, Homo erectus 1.8 million years ago, and the next one which we are going to talk about is Neanderthal, this one, and the Homo sapien. Humans of the Homo erectus species lived in groups. Now the details about this. Homo erectus could survive in that extremely cold climate because he had learned to use fire. Having seen wildfires, humans knew about fire, but Homo erectus learns the technique of fetching the burning branches of trees to use that fire, like this in the image you can see. And during his time, most of the earth was covered with ice sheets. Try to understand this. अर्थ का बहुत ज़्यादा पार्ट जो है वो आइस शीट से कवर था एंड देयरफॉर इट वाज वेरी कोल्ड क्लाइमेट, बट होमो इरेक्टस कुड सर्वाइव इन दैट एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड क्लाइमेट बिकॉज he had learned to use fire, but he had not yet mastered the technique of making fire. फायर को कंट्रोल कर सकता था, उसको यूज कर सकता था, लेकिन फायर मेक करना उन्हें नहीं आता था. और आज अगर हम देखेंगे तो टू मेनी वेज वी आर हैविंग ऑफ मेकिंग फायर. टूल्स मेड बाय द होमो इरेक्टस वर मोर डेवलप्ड and symmetrical if we compare this with the tools made by the skilled human. तो अभी जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं उसको थोड़ा सा समझ लीजिए कि एक एक स्टेज जैसे जैसे हम आगे जाएंगे, जैसे द स्किल्ड ह्यूमन से फिर होमो इरेक्टस फिर होमो निएंडरथल, तो कुछ ना कुछ एडवांस हो रहा है, डेवलप हो रहा है, उसमें एवोल्यूशन धीरे 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 आ रहा है. सो हियर ऑल्सो अबाउट द टूल्स वर मोर डेवलप्ड एंड symmetrical. Homo erectus made tools like the hand axe, and remains of Homo erectus have been found along with his tools in the continents of Africa, Asia and Europe. यूरोप में भी मिले, अफ्रीका में भी और एशिया में भी उनके जो रिमेन्स मिले, उसके साथ साथ उनके बनाए हुए टूल्स जो है वो भी मिले. So, basic things about the skilled human, Homo erectus, and now we'll talk about, here you can see the comparison. Homo habilis, average height 4 feet 3 inch and disproportionately long arms. And if we talk about the Homo erectus, average height 5 feet 10 inch, shorter and slender arms. Here you can see काइंड ऑफ बेंडिंग, जैसे झुका हुआ है और यहां पर स्ट्रेट है. नाउ नेक्स्ट वन, होमो निएंडरथलेंसिस और निएंडरथल मैन. वन मोर स्टेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट इन ह्यूमन एवोल्यूशन इज होमो निएंडरथलेंसिस एंड ही वाज फिजिकली बिग एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग कंपेयर टू द स्किल्ड ह्यूमन एंड होमो इरेक्टस. ये बहुत ज़्यादा फिजिकली बिग भी और स्ट्रॉन्ग भी था. ही वॉज फिजिकली बिग एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग. ही इज कॉमनली नोन एज निएंडरथल मैन बिकॉज, वाई? बिकॉज हिज रिमेन्स वर फर्स्ट फाउंड एट निएंडरथल, अ प्लेस इन जर्मनी. जैसे हम जिस गांव में रहते हैं तो उस गांव के नाम से जाने जाते हैं, पहचाने जाते हैं, या फिर हम उस गांव का नाम बताते हैं, वैसे ही ये जो निएंडरथल मैन की रिमेन्स है वो जर्मनी की निएंडरथल नाम की जगह पे मिले, इसीलिए उसको नाम दे दिया निएंडरथल. हिज ब्रेन वॉज मोर डेवलप्ड दैन दैट ऑफ होमो इरेक्टस. नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. होमो हैबिलिस का ब्रेन का साइज, फिर होमो इरेक्टस आया, थोड़ा सा डेवलप हुआ ब्रेन, एंड देन होमो निएंडरथल, उन दोनों से ब्रेन और ज़्यादा डेवलप हो गया. होमो निएंडरथल्स प्राइमरली लिव्ड इन caves and used leather as clothing. They made tools out of big pebbles as well as from flakes scraped from them. Here in the image, as you can see, made tools out of big pebbles as well as from the flakes scrapped off from them. So these are the images of the tools made by Homo neanderthal. Again in detail you can see such tools were fixed on a bone or wooden shaft. This one is fixed, this one is also fixed, this one is also fixed. So such tools were fixed on a bone or wooden shaft to make weapons like the spear, axe, etc. And the Neanderthals hunting big animals. जैसे स्टार्टिंग में द स्किल मैन टूल्स बना रहे थे लेकिन बिग एनिमल्स की शिकार नहीं कर पाते थे, बट द होमो निएंडरथल hunted big animals. They used scrapers made from stone flakes to scrape meat from the hide of dead animals, and they used leather clothing. They were mainly meat eaters. They ate meat roasted on fire. आज अलग अलग चीज़ें हम कुकिंग में बनाती है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें बनाते हैं, अलग अलग रेसिपीज़ है उनके, एंड वी इंजॉय द फूड, बट बेसिकली रोस्टिंग ऑफ फूड स्टार्टेड हियर और स्टार्टेड बाय होमो निएंडरथल. They knew the art of making fire by rubbing sticks of hard wood on each other or by striking the one flintstone on another to obtain sparks. About Homo Neanderthal, he developed some artistic skills. Some scientists believe that they also communicated with each other by producing grunts and other primary sounds. तब तक communication start नहीं हुआ था. जैसे आज हम number of languages we have, अलग अलग स्टेट की अलग अलग लैंग्वेज, अलग अलग देशों की अलग अलग लैंग्वेज, अलग अलग लोगों की अलग अलग लैंग्वेज, टू मेनी लैंग्वेजेस टुडे वी हैव, लेकिन ऐसा पहले नहीं था. सो कम्युनिकेशन बेसिकली स्टार्टेड विद द होमो निएंडरथल इन साउंड. वी कैन से व्हेन अ मेंबर ऑफ द ग्रुप died, the Homo neanderthalensis buried tools, horns, etc. along with the dead body, and also they applied red ochre to the dead body, which is a pale brownish yellow color. कोई अगर उनमें से किसी की मौत हो जाती है तो उसको ये कलर वो लगाते थे. तो धीरे धीरे रिचुअल्स स्टार्ट हुई, एक कल्चर स्टार्ट हुई, ऐसा हम कह सकते हैं, बट वेरी लिटिल, एंड हैड इस्टेब्लिश्ड सम रिचुअल्स ऑफ बरिंग डेड. एंड टुडे वी आर हैविंग नंबर ऑफ रिचुअल्स ऑफ बरिंग डेड इन द डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स, लाइक हिंदूज में अलग है, क्रिश्चियंस में अलग है, मुस्लिम्स में अलग है, और कई कई जगहों को लेकर भी अलग अलग रिचुअल्स है. सो अगेन द सेम थिंग, इट वॉज स्टार्टेड बाय होमो निएंडरथल. In the course of time, some groups of Neanderthals left Africa and migrated up to the continent of Europe and Asia. ग्रुप में रहने लगे थे तो वो ग्रुप अलग अलग जगहों पे जाने लगे. So naturally they had to face different environment. They had to adopt new ways of living. Adopt new ways of living and finding food. Therefore, they went on modifying and improving the tools that were essential in their life. As per the climatic conditions or the environment, they changed their tool making skills. The improvements in tools took place over thousands of years. जैसे today we are having number of tools for different purposes. तो ये स्टार्ट वहाँ पर हुआ और इसे अब तक आने के लिए जो प्रोग्रेस, जो डेवलपमेंट आज हमने की है, हजारों लाखों साल इसे लगे. Now here you can see how they are in the group, different climatic conditions, and in the group hunting of big animals, making tool. Then the Homo sapiens is a name used for humans that were more advanced than Neanderthals. Homo sapiens means intelligent than any other earlier species was named. सबसे ज़्यादा दिमाग वाले, सबसे ज़्यादा बुद्धि वाली स्पीसीज था. The Neanderthals and the Homo sapiens were neighbors for some time in Europe. दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ रहते थे. It is believed that due to reasons like their conflict with Homo sapiens and inability to adapt to environmental changes, the Neanderthals became extinct. Like today, we're talking about dinosaurs. जैसे dinosaurs extinct हुए, रहे ही नहीं, वैसे ही Homo Neanderthal जो थे, Homo sapiens, और वो करीब करीब रहते थे, बट उनमें ज़्यादा एडाप्शन नहीं हुआ पाया इन्वायरमेंटल चेंजेस के साथ, इसीलिए वो एक्सटिंक्ट हो गए. ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ C14 dating, it is estimated that the Neanderthals became extinct about 30,000 years ago. So in today's session, we discussed about the evolution of mankind, and in that the scaled human, the Homo erectus, Homo Neanderthal, and little bit about the Homo sapiens. But in the next session, we'll talk about the Homo sapiens, Homo sapiens sapiens, and civilization.
Please subscribe the channel and press bell icon to get notifications.
So my dear students, this is all for today. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe, take care.